Welcome to Small Talk. Today's class is brought to you by Verbly. We're going to talk about movies, in particular, blockbuster movies. We'll get started shortly when students arrive in the class. Hi, Raphael. Boy, I didn't hear you guys.
Hello, Simon.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, loud and clear.
Good. Excellent. How is your week? Are you happy that you get a few days off now?
Yes, I'm quite happy, but I'm not considered days off because I always manage to do something. I have some tests to do tomorrow and Sunday. I'll teach a class on Sunday, so I think my weekend's gonna be a little busy, but I'm used to it.
Wow, sir, you are definitely a very busy person. I think you're almost as busy as me.
Yes, we have to. We have to work. We have to. I think we have to keep our body working.
And our minds.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, let me just say hi to everybody here. David, hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you doing today? Are you excited about the weekend, or are you going to be working just as hard as
Uh, I,
Raphael?
I'm quite excited about the weekend because tomorrow I have a party and uh, I, we we will spend the entire day in this party.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to switch wireless networks. If I get disconnected, I'll be back within a minute, but the one I'm on is too slow. Let me just switch here. All right. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Soon. Let me just say hello to Javier. Hello, Javier from Spain.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. We were just talking about it's Friday, and some of us have to work this weekend, and some of us don't. Are you working this weekend?
No, I don't have to work, so luckily, I have 2 days off until Monday. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good. Well, guess what this class is about? Javier, what is this class about?
It's to describe pictures about movies,
Hmm.
different kind of movies, or yeah. So and actually yeah to have a chat about what kind of movies do you like and what kind of movies what is your favorite movie or yeah, film. Yeah.
Exactly. It's exactly what we're going to do. So it's a small talk class, but what I wanted to do today is just focus on movies themselves. So before I get started here, what I want to do is come up with some vocabulary. I've already typed a few of them here, but I want to get some other vocabulary. So let me start with Raphael. Can you think of some vocabulary related to movies?
Um, Director. Let me see. Um, Actors, actresses.
Okay, excellent. And Javier, can you think of a couple of words related to movies?
Yeah, I would say plot as well, and yeah, a star or main actor. Yeah, but let's
Okay,
see. Yeah, storyteller.
What about you, David? Any words that I've left off related to movies?
Special effects
Oh, yes.
and casting.
Good. CG for computer-generated effects, right? Okay. Are there any words here that you guys don't understand? All right. Well, perfect. Let's go ahead and get started then. I'm going to bring out my
No,
phone
yeah,
here.
hold on.
Stunt.
Yeah, a
Sorry.
stunt, probably.
Sorry, Javier, you were saying?
Yeah, a stunt. I don't understand a stunt.
Stand.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's a movie-related term.
No, I mean the word stunt. There is a word that I don't understand. That is
Stunt.
Yeah, stunt. Yeah, or stunt. Yeah,
Oh,
this one.
okay. So imagine we're watching a movie like Mission Impossible, and Tom Cruise jumps off a building and then uses a parachute to land. He doesn't really do that. Somebody else does it for him, what we call a stunt double.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And the stunt double does the action, and that's called a stunt.
The stunt. Okay.
And the stunt double is somebody who looks like the actor. It could be just a fight, right?
No. Okay, yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get. Okay, so let's get started. As you guys speak, I'll add more words, but I want you guys to take about. Let's start off with 2 minutes each. We'll start with Raphael. And Raphael, I just want you to first of all tell me. Actually, I'll give you a minute because I'm going to give you a simple question. And I want you to tell me what you like most about movies. Go ahead, starting now.
What I most like about movies is the plot. I believe if the plot is interesting, if the plot brings my attention. I believe it's a kind of something with trying to maybe concentrating on the movie. Just I don't care too much about the actors and actresses. I believe all actors are, if they perform well, they can do a good participation in the movie. And yes, it's the plot. The plot is more interesting.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So yeah, I think for Raphael, as for many of us, we call this escapism, is where we find ourselves focused on the movie and we forget our daily chores or worries or stresses. If you're watching a documentary, though, that's not escape because you're thinking about the worries and issues, okay? All right, Javier, could you please tell me about what it is you like about movies? You've got a minute. Go ahead, starting now, please. Five seconds in. You're on mute, Javier.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I like about movies. I mean, I like movies that they are related with history. So, I mean, I don't like silly movies. So I prefer movies that make sense for me, and I can introduce, or I can put more knowledge into myself or in my mind. And apart from this, I don't really keen of blockbuster movies. I don't like this kind of like Fast and Furious or this kind of things. I don't really like it. So I prefer movies that I can learn something from them, and I mean as well funny movies and silly movies. But I prefer movies that I can enjoy, and independent movies as well, that they are not really well known, but I can see good actors or a good plot. So I like this kind of movies, and I enjoy this part of the movies.
Thank you. Well done. All right. And next, somebody just joined us after we did the introductions. German, hello, sir.
Hi, Simon.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thanks. As part of our class on small talk today, we're just talking about movies. And what I would like to know from you, you've got a minute, tell me what it is you like most about movies.
Okay. I like movies because they are fun. They can entertain you. Also, there are, for me, I think it's a very developing industry. There are many incredible actors, actresses, and directors.
Mhm.
Also, you can put inside the movie when it's a very good movie, you can imagine if you are like the main character. Also, there are many kind of genres, for example, thriller, um comedy, action movies. I think there are movies for different kind of public, and I think that's the reason.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. All right, and look who just joined us. It's Alexander. Hello, Alexander.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's great. We're talking about movies, and you've got a minute. I want you to tell me what it is you like most about movies.
Um, you mean in general, yes, or what kind of movie I prefer?
Well, in general, but if you want to tell us about your favorite kind of movie, that's okay too.
All right. So, in general, watching the movies gives the opportunity to see how some people's view on some problems, and sometimes it's useful to see. And probably after watching this movie, you won't repeat some mistakes. It can give you a great example, and can give you uh, some new thoughts that you can apply in your uh, in your in your life, in your future life. And I think the invention of the TV and of course movies is really great, and people who have done this, they are really smart. They're genius.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I really do like that aspect of movies too, something that where we can learn something. I especially love documentaries related to science.
Yeah, and
Oh,
also
that's a,
speaking about movies, there are a lot of types of movie because we can see like
well,
training courses, and it's kind of movie as well. And
let let me
but what?
stop you there because you've already
I'm
you're
sorry.
approaching 2 minutes now. So what I want to do is I want to move on to the next stage, and really this is where I want to stop talking. I want you guys to be able to talk one-on-one. So Raphael and Javier, I would like you guys to talk for about 2 minutes. Now, before you guys start, I want you all to get ready because when it's your turn, I want you to imagine that you guys have kind of know each other a little bit as you do as students, and you all have an interest in movies. Some of you like different genres, and genre, I mean Bollywood, Hollywood, thriller, suspense, comedy. Think of all the different questions you could ask about movies. All right? So maybe start off with some introductions and then get right into asking questions about movies. Okay? Small talk questions. You guys have 2 minutes starting now. Raphael, why don't you start us off, please?
Hello, Javier.
Hello,
Hello, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
So you like movies, huh?
Yeah, I like some kind of movies. Yeah, some
Really, which genre do you like?
So my favorite genres are probably historic movies and science fiction and thriller movies. So there are my top three kind of genres. And what about you, Rafael?
Well, I'm not a big fan of science fiction movies. I have watched some of them in the past, but I found it kind of interesting. But I'm not so big a fan of this type of movies. I'd rather action movies and what else? Maybe some thrillers or horror movies. But unfortunately, lately the horror movies weren't so good.
Sorry, say again? Do you?
About horror movies, I used to watch horror movies when I was younger, but unfortunately, lately the horror movies weren't so good. You know, I think they have lost the taste of making these movies.
I agree with you. Yes, this is I think that in the 80s or probably 70s, 80s or 90s, you can find better horror movies than right now. I think that right now they are using a lot of effects, so it's quite difficult I mean, not to follow, but yeah, to understand why. Yeah, so it's like
Yes.
very very unrealistic situations, probably. No? So
Yes, maybe because they don't bring anything new. They just try to. There's always the same thing, you know. They don't. They have a lot. They have a huge lack of creativity, in my opinion.
yeah,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to cut you off when you're having a good conversation, but I do want to give everyone the same amount of time. So you guys went 2 minutes and a quarter. I'll also give German and David 2 minutes and a quarter for some small talk about movies. Let's see how well you guys know each other and, well, not necessarily know each other, but let's see what you can find out about each other and your love for movies. Go ahead.
Okay.
Start now, please.
Okay.
Hi, David or David?
Whatever you want, David or David.
Your name is David or David?
In Spanish, it's David.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Do you like movies?
Yes, I really like movies. And you?
I like so much too. What kind of movies do you like?
I think I like all kinds of movies, but my favorite genre is sci-fi movies and comedies. And you?
I like sci-fi too, also thrillers and dramas. Also a lot of comedies. They are very funny.
Yes, and what is your favorite movie?
I think it's a hard question, but I think maybe it's The Good Father because it's a classic movie and it's a complicated story with a lot of drama and action and amazing actors.
Yes,
Maybe
I agree.
maybe it's in the top 3 or top 5 for the best ever movies.
Mm-hmm.
And your favorite movie?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I really like, but I like most the 3 prequel or yes, the old movies.
Yeah.
Episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes,
and Vader.
Yes. I think it's because I grew up with these movies because I watched the first movie when I was 7 years old, and I went to the cinema for 7 times with my grandma to see the episode 4 of Star Wars. It was amazing. Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
7 times.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So, unfortunately, Alexander has no one to talk to, and it would be a rather strange conversation if Alexander got to speak with himself. I'm going to spare you guys that. So, Alexander, you get to speak with me for 2.5 minutes.
That's great.
All right, so I've shared out a screen here because these are some of the summer blockbusters coming up. We've got 2 minutes starting now. Hi, Alexander.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. I hear there's going to be some great blockbuster movies coming out this year. What do you think?
Uh, I think as well, and uh, I'm going to see one of them. And what is their most expectable for you?
What am I most excited about? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see the Avengers now. Not super excited about it, but hey, I love the Iron Man. I love the sense of humor that Robert Downey Jr. brings.
Oh, that's great.
Star Wars? Sorry?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got a few, so I'll be quick. Star Wars, that's got to be good. And there's a movie called Jupiter Ascending, and I'm just curious what that one's about. What about you?
Oh, I cannot waiting to I cannot waiting to see Fury 7, and actually, it is already in on the screens in my country, and are actually going to watch it tomorrow with my girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I will like it because I've been watching this from the first part. Have you ever watched this?
No, I haven't. I got married and had a baby not too
Oh,
long ago, so I don't have much of a life, but I hope you guys really have a great time tomorrow watching the movie.
oh, thanks. Thank you very much. And also, I'm excited to see Jurassic World because the last three parts was pretty interesting, and I remember the time when I was a kid and I was watching this movie, and I was so excited. I wanted to have my own dinosaur. Oh my gosh.
All right, well, thank you very much. We ran over a few seconds, but I hate cutting you guys off. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes now. I don't know why there's only 5 or 6 of us in here when there was a full class, and maybe a couple of students have forgotten. So we have 3 minutes. I want to continue what I did before, but I think it's unfair for Alexander to get me all to himself this time, so I'll change it up and somebody else will get to speak with me next time. Let's go with, I need 2 volunteers. I'm going to go with Raphael and, actually Alexander, Raphael and Alexander. You guys have 3 minutes. Talk about anything you like. Now what I've done is the vocabulary that I was sharing, I now have in the chat and I pasted it there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share out the screen about blockbuster movies in case that gives you guys something to talk about. All right, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and start, please.
Hi, Rafael. Hello.
Raphael?
Hi, Alexander. Sorry, I was muted.
It's okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm also great. So, I wonder what kind of movie do you like? Do you prefer?
Uh, I'd rather science fiction movies and horror, but I haven't gone to movies at least as much as you know, as much as I want. I just watched the blockbuster movies, you know, and when I found something, a movie whose is very appealing in the media, in the spotlight. I liked a kind of movie everyone is watching might be good, so I go to watch the movie.
Oh, that's great. Actually, I like any type of movie with a good plot and with their nice ending. And this movie I really enjoy. But uh, but I'm not a big fan of cameraman dramas. Have you ever watched any of movies that are related to this plot?
Neither do I. I don't like dramas. I don't like this kind of movie who, maybe there's someone dying slowly and, just movies to make women cry. I don't know. It seems to me.
And what about your girlfriend? Are you married?
No, I'm single.
Oh, so you're lucky man. Because my girlfriend, always wants to see some of these movies, and sometimes it's so burden for me.
It's a kind of fun because now my ex-girlfriend, she didn't like this kind of movie. When sometimes I brought a movie to watch, and she sometimes I like to sit with her in the couch to watch a movie. And normally we choose dramas because women like dramas, but 10 minutes or 15 minutes or at least and a half of the movie, and half hour after she was already sleeping. So she didn't like I think she didn't have the taste for movies, this kind of
No,
movies.
actually, I think the good storyline is as important as the big names in the movie, and I just think that now there are a couple of movies that have a good plot, and I don't know. I would say that now
I
there is a
understand that. It's
yeah,
relative.
yeah. I think
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. All right, David and Javier, you guys are next. I'm going to try something different this time. Instead of me just counting and then rudely interrupting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Siri to count down from 30 or 3 minutes, and then she'll make a noise, and that'll be a good way to stop us. So just give me a second, guys. Siri, set timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
All right, guys, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Hello, Javier. How are you?
Hi, David. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Thanks.
So,
And I have a question for you. Do you like 3D movies?
3D movies. But I mean, depends on the plot and depends on the situation. Yeah, I went to see Avatar, and I think it's the only one that I watch
3D.
with in 3D version. So I enjoy this film, but actually I I haven't gone to see any kind of movies apart from this one. What about you?
I like 3D movies, but for example, I saw Avatar first in 3D and after one more time in standard 2D,
Hmm.
and I see more things in 2D than in 3D because I
Okay.
think in 3D you are distracted about special effects and things
Uh,
like that, and you can lose the plot of the film.
no,
And
I agree with you. So I mean, there are some movies that make sense to go to watch it in 3D, but most of them no. So I mean, at least in my country, in Spain, we had as well Torrente, that is a funny movie in 3D. That
yes,
sometimes I think it's better and even it's cheaper to go than 3D. So I think it's for me it's the best option.
yes, and Torrente in 3D, it's terrible, I think, and and I have I think 5 films of Torrente. It's too much for
Too
me.
much.
Yes,
So
and
what is your favorite film that do you like more?
I I like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It's my
Okay.
favorite. Yes, the
Oh,
the 3 first episodes. And and what about you? What is your favorite movie?
so mine is a kind of history and horror as well. That it's a Schindler's List from the director is Steven Spielberg.
Yes, it's a good movie.
And well, the plot is about the Second World War. That there is a German who tried to save some Jewish from to be dead.
Mm. Oh, time's up.
Time's up. All right, guys. We lost German, so I've got a different idea. In a way, it's a benefit for you guys because the fewer people there are, the more talking you get to do. Maybe it's a Friday, I don't know. I had the whole class sold but one seat. And by the way, tomorrow morning, my time, so your afternoon or early evening, I do have a class. Again, it's going to be largely conversation-based, and it might be very beneficial for some of you guys if you haven't reserved for it. There are 4 seats left. Okay, so what I think we could do now is we've got, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Let's take about 2 minutes each, and what we'll do is you'll take turns speaking with me, and when the time is up, I'll actually switch and I'll say something like, sounds great, Raphael, what about you? Oh, no, wait a minute, it was Raphael that we lost, not German. I'm sorry. All right, so I'll spend 3 minutes with German, and then we'll take turns in the way I said. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's a long week. Hi, German, let me just set the timer.
Okay.
Siri, set the timer for 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
3 minutes and counting.
So, German, are you looking forward to another Terminator movie, or is there something else you want to see this summer?
I don't know. Another Terminator maybe is too much, but anyway, I'm going to see it because it's Terminator. I have seen all the Terminators. It's like Rocky. Did you see Rocky?
Yeah, I think it's Terminator 12 now or something, the geriatric years.
Terminator 157.
No kidding. So what about other movies? Is there something else you really want to see?
Maybe Star Wars. I'm excited because it's a classic movie, and the director is very good. I don't remember the name, but I think it's Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan made a lot of very good movies, so I think maybe it could be a good one. And what about you?
I know the guy. Well, I want to stay on that for a little bit because I know the guy from Star Trek.
Yeah, that was Christopher Nolan.
No, well, are you sure? Because anybody else know the guy who? See, I get confused between director and producer, but anybody else know the name of the person I'm trying to think of? No? Well, anyhow, so yeah, the same person. I don't want to waste time on that. But you know, what's it about? I don't know much other than it's Star Wars. Is it in the future or the past?
Oh, I don't know either.
No?
But maybe it's in the future. Maybe it's the son of, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
You know what I heard?
Maybe, but I don't remember, so I'm not sure.
Well, what's his name? Harrison Ford's going to be in it, so
Yes.
it's got to be in the future. And that's going to be awesome. I think I missed the old cast. Like he was terrific.
Yeah, Harrison Ford is Han Solo is a very good character. Also Chewbacca.
Yeah. Well, I wonder. I don't even know who played Chewbacca, but just to be able to go "Roar," or however you say that.
It's not so difficult.
No. You know what? Maybe you know what I think I'm going to do tonight, guys. I'm going to watch some old Star Wars movies. Do you think I can get the wife interested?
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, probably not.
Maybe it's better go to a restaurant or see a new one.
Guys, like I said, there's our time. Well, I'll transition into the next conversation, but having a baby, maybe it's going to Walmart tonight to get some diapers and then come home and watch a movie. I don't know. We'll see. But what I want to do now is I want to take 2 minutes each. And once that time is over, I'll say thank you, German, and I'll go over and say something like, Javier, what do you think about this? And that way we can just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and taking less time with introductions and just go into new conversations. So we'll stay with the movie theme, of course, but I want to go over, when I'm going to watch Star Wars, another time. So Javier, let's spend some time talking about movies. I want to stay on the topic of blockbusters for a minute. Do you have a movie that you really want to see this summer?
Oof, this summer. To be honest, I don't know what kind of movies they are gonna release or this summer. So I don't know. So let's see. Probably I guess that some action movies for sure. But as I said, I don't really like this kind of action movies that they spend like like you said before, Rocky 100 or Star Wars 100. So
Yeah.
I prefer new ones, a new different kind of movies. But I don't know the next one blockbuster.
So
Which
you
one is
like
gonna be?
action. What about science fiction? Do you like sci-fi?
Sci-fi. I mean, I don't. I want to watch some of them, but actually, I'm not. I think I'm a realistic person, so it doesn't fit. This kind of movies don't fit with my behavior, probably. So I can
So
enjoy. Sorry.
So you probably like movies then? Sorry, documentaries.
Yeah, probably more documentaries or documentaries, funny movies as well. I like funny movies, but not science fiction. I can watch some of them, but I don't really like this kind of movies. Yeah.
Well, I just finished watching a movie yesterday, and I got to tell you, there are some really good documentaries out there. This one is about a newspaper reporter in the United States in the early 80s that reported on how the CIA was complicit or was somehow involved with allowing drugs to enter the country to fund the Iran or the Contra war. So I really recommend you watch that. It's a sad story, but it's an interesting story. German, did you get to see that movie?
No, I didn't.
What I'm talking about?
No.
Do you like documentaries?
Yes, some few. Yes, why not? I remember a documentary called Inside Job.
Oh
Did you
yes, I've
see it?
seen that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's amazing, but it makes you angry, doesn't it?
Sorry?
It makes you angry, that movie.
Yeah, of course. A lot of corruption, nobody goes to jail, and a lot of new millionaires,
Yeah.
people losing money around the world because a few persons. It's very sad.
Yeah, it is. What got me is how in the United States, if you get a mortgage with the bank, that bank then says, okay, great, and they sell it to somebody. So they're not really responsible if you have bad credit. Doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about it.
Nobody pays.
No. Now, if you get a mortgage in your country, and you get it with your bank, does that bank hold on to that mortgage and has a relationship with you?
I think it's very similar to United States. Here, nobody
dear.
go to jail. Rich people has a different law.
Well, I know in Canada, so we have really big banks, and when I get a mortgage with the bank, I'm always dealing with that bank. So that bank is a little more careful. They want to make sure I'm safe, and they won't give me a mortgage unless I can put at least 25% down or I have mortgage insurance. But let's not talk anymore about boring banking stuff and going bankrupt. I want to get back to the topic of movies. So, David, what's your favorite movie of all time?
My my favorite movie about
Yeah, what's your favorite movie?
Star Wars. I said it before.
Yeah, but there's more than one. Which Star Wars?
Episode 4.
The Return of the Jedi?
No, Star Wars. A New Ally. It's the first one. I don't know how to pronounce this
Oh, yeah,
word.
it's just called Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You know, I saw that when it was in the theater.
Yes, I saw it when I was 7 years old.
So was I.
Yes, it's strange to me listen someone to say that Star Wars is a classic movie because for me it's amazing. It was amazing for me 35 years ago, and now it's still amazing. And I can see this movie, I think, every week, and
Mhm.
still enjoy watching it.
Yeah, yeah. I did. I was amazed with that movie when it came out. I was 7, and my dad took me to it, and I was amazed. And even to this day, watching it again to realize that that movie was made over 30 years ago, it just seems incredible, doesn't it?
Yes, I can remember when I went to the cinema for the first time to watch this movie, and at the beginning in the movie you can see a huge starship filling all the screen, and I only could say, ah, it's
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think that there's a bit of a competition between Star Trek and Star Wars. And Javier, what do you think? Do you care for these Star Wars or Star Trek? Do you have a favorite in those particular genres? Or I guess they're not genres. I don't even know what you call them when you have a competition between two movie franchises.
So between Star Wars and sorry,
Star Trek.
Star Trek. No, I prefer Star Wars, yeah, than Star Trek, yeah. It's I think
Do you
it's
have a favorite episode?
sorry, episode.
Yeah.
No, not
Each movie is
favorite.
called an episode in the Star Trek land.
Uh, I mean, Star Trek. I didn't see just I think one time one film about the Star Trek, and I prefer Star Wars than Star Trek. And I think that the plot, the actors, I mean the effects, everything is better in Star Wars than in Star Trek. So and yeah, I like I prefer Star Wars definitely than
So
Star
it's got a bit of a deeper plot line, more A-list actors, I guess, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think Star Wars it's a really good movie to watch. You have to do it. So it's incredible. Yeah, yeah, it's everything incredible. I mean, for me, it's sometimes it's not really realistic, but yeah, this kind of movies you have to watch it once in your life at least. But yeah, I like Star Wars, and I mean, I'm not a really fan, but I can know the actors. I mean, I think it's it's the top 10. One of the top 10 is Star Wars of the movies in the history.
Nice. Well, I will say this. I do like some of the Star Treks, especially some of the newer ones, and they do have some great actors. They've got Benedict Cumberbatch, who was Sherlock. Simon Pegg, who's got the comedy side of things. You've got, and then a few up and comers. Oh, Christopher Payne, I think, is a good actor. He's got a lot of comedies. But German, what's your favorite movie? Do you have a favorite comedy? We don't seem to be talking about comedies here
Yeah, of
tonight.
course. I think my favorite comedy is Hangover.
Really?
It's very fun. It's very funny.
I hate to ask this question, or I'm afraid to ask it, but which one is your favorite and why?
The first one, of course,
Yeah.
because
Why is it your favorite?
it was different. I think was a new kind of a script and with a lot of jokes and crazy things.
Yeah.
The main idea is
Definitely.
very crazy, and the fat guy is very funny. He's like a good, very good actor.
See, and this is weird. I was one of those guys who watched Hangover and did this. I I just see now. I give you guys a little bit of a primer here. I'm British, and I've spent a good portion of my life in Canada as well. So I'm used to a very dry sense of humor.
Mm.
That's why I like Top Gear and shows like that. And I find American humor a bit too obvious.
Yeah, American
And
humor is more stupid. It's just doing
yeah,
stupid things and get drunk and make crazy things.
and
It's
punch
more
somebody.
basic.
Yeah,
Maybe British humor is more like a black humor.
somewhat. It's the thing that's usually funny about British humor is you never expect what's going to happen,
Oh,
and
I
it's
remember the old guy. I forgot the name, but it's very famous. A comedian, very famous in British. Very old, very
yeah.
stupid.
Rowan
I
Atkinson.
wouldn't know who. Rowan Atkinson. Oh, that's a perfect segue too. So I'm going to go over to David and ask David. Do you know who Mr. Bean is? Rowan Atkinson or Black Adder?
Yes, I know him.
Is he your favorite? Do you find it funny?
Only for 5 or 6 minutes, I think. I I couldn't see the movie, or I think there are several movies, but I like Benny Hill more than um, Mr. Bean, because you can see Benny Hill for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and it's it's all that I need, I think.
Benny Hill. I haven't heard him in a long time. Benny
I
Hill. Wow.
I hear almost every day about him, because I don't have any hair on my head, and always a friend uh, remind me this song. Yes, and clapped my head with his hand.
Yeah, that's Benny Hill for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't watched him in years. You guys are taking me down memory lane, but we're no longer in our movies. We're sort of moving off, although um, I want to. I really, if we can stay on humor for the rest of the class, I would love that. So, um, David, do you have a preference for countries? Do you like British movies better? Do you like American, Canadian, Indian, Chinese? Who do you think makes the best movies?
Um, I really don't know, because 90% of, or 95 or 99% the movies I can see are American movies, I think. And probably, if I have to talk about movies and my favorite movies, or the best movie ever, I will say an American movie. Um,
Okay.
yes, I usually don't look for very strange and special movies, because I like movies only for fun.
Okay, great. Alexander, comedy, sense of humor. Do you have a sense of humor? Do you like comedy movies?
Of
Comedic
course.
movies, I should say.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like it.
Well, no, I met a few people when I was going to school in the US that didn't have a sense of humor. So
Maybe,
what's
but
your favorite?
my favorite it's hard to say because there are a lot of. Just a sec, I just need to Google the name of that movie.
Yeah, take your
Um,
time.
just a sec.
When you guys hear me typing as I'm talking or you guys are talking, it's because I'm trying to find relevant stuff based on the conversation. So yeah, if you guys ever need to search on something, go ahead.
I actually I forgot how it's called. So anyway, it was about two people who were gonna die, and before their death, they had fun. They had a really great time, spending with each other.
The bucket
Uh,
list?
bucket list. Bucket list is like
Two old guys?
two old guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the bucket list with the black guy and the other
Yes.
guy.
Yes. You're right. Yes.
White guy.
Yeah. This one. And actually, yes, Hanover was great, and especially the first part, the first episode, and it was something new, in that genre, and that's why probably it's really funny. But then it's kind of everyone got used to this, and when third part of that movie came into the screen, everybody was like, "Oh, again, it's not funny anymore." And I actually was like this. I was having, I had the same mood and the same feeling about the third part. And also there is the same movie like Bucket List, but it is with Tim Schafer. It is a German artist. Uh, just a sec. Tim
Well,
Schwalber.
type it when you find it because I'm going to move on back to Javier because we were out of time. Javier, somebody said worst movie. Now I know it's a foregone conclusion. I know the worst movie ever. What do you think is the worst movie ever?
Oof, the worst movie ever. But to be honest, I movies that I don't want to remember. But, yeah, but some of them Spanish one, because I think that lately no, we can. I think that we are making better movies than 20 years ago, but I think that some of them, I think that they are crap. But I don't have this worst movie that I've ever seen. I don't have this list. I think that actually we are improving, at least in my country, the quality of the movies, and I think that in America sometimes they are losing this kind of quality. And but yeah, some movies in my country from 80s, they are actually really, they are funny because they are really bad. So finally they are funny. So,
It's interesting that you say that because I've been watching Chinese movies lately.
oops.
Sorry, guys.
No.
Let me pause this. This is the worst movie ever, but I didn't want it to start playing right away. Um, so I've noticed the Chinese are doing an incredible job. The plots are a little more complex.
Mhm.
Even when they copy North American blockbuster and change it, I like their version better. So they've really, if you guys don't mind subtitles, and you probably don't, take a look at Chinese movies that are out there, especially the action ones. They're amazing.
Okay, yeah.
So, German, you started this whole thing about worst movie. I actually want to show you now what I consider to be the worst movie ever, and millions of others do as well.
Okay. You are muted.
I know. So watch this. Okay. So German, does that sound like a horror movie?
Sorry, I didn't hear anything.
You didn't.
Really, yes.
I'll just have to get another clip then. Uh-oh. Oh, it's getting very windy outside. Oh dear. I think we're gonna, we might lose power here soon. Okay, let me close that. Let's go back over. We've only got 4. How did the time go so quickly?
The class was fun.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed this. What I'm learning since I've come back from having a baby is that you guys seem to want to just spend most of the time having a conversation, talking. And so I'm kind of structuring the classes a bit more this way. So taking small talk topics such as movies, TV shows, or literature, or why am I going blank now? Geography, anything that's kind of casual, and just having a class based on that, and then getting you guys to talk as much as possible, getting you guys to talk with each other, but also talk with me, so that way you're still speaking with a native English speaker, because I know you guys like that. Tomorrow, I think it is going to be a really good class too. It's a bit more cerebral. There's an article in the Globe and Mail, and the link is there that you should be able to click on it so you can read the article. Please read it before class, but it's entitled Most Socially Advanced Country, and no, Canada is not it, and nor is Russia. The countries that are the most socially advanced are, unsurprisingly, a lot of the European countries, the Northern European countries. So read that article, because if you guys all read it, then when we come to class tomorrow morning or your afternoon, we can get right into the conversation. We can talk about it instead of taking the time to read it. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I think there's 2 seats left. Let me just refresh. Yep, there's 2 seats left. So is anyone attending tomorrow morning's class?
Yes, I'm going to.
Excellent. Have you read the article yet?
Unfortunately, no.
No, do read it. Even if you skim it, there's an old technique that if you don't have time to read an article, just read the first sentence of every paragraph. Now, what I want to do is, we've got about 2 minutes left. I want to open it up. Do you guys have any questions for me whatsoever regarding this class or classes in general? Or the subject matter?
Yes. Why are you moving around the room?
Oh, because I've been sitting all day and my back is killing me. I just had to get up.
Okay.
Any other questions? Oh, you guys are, you're ready. You know what? Here's what I recommend. We've been talking about movies here. Download a movie, rent a movie, however you guys get your content, and watch a movie tonight that you haven't watched in a long time. Maybe it's Star Wars, maybe it's a comedy. But yeah, do that tonight. So that's it, guys. Again, when you send your comments after class, if you have any suggestions, let me know, because I do read those and I do incorporate them into class. As yesterday I was asked to provide some vocabulary, I did so at the beginning of class. So you guys provide comment, I do utilize it into the class. So I wish each and every one of you a... Sorry, David?
A short question. An advice to understand movies in English, because I am very frustrated because I can understand almost everything you say, for example, and other native speakers. But when I watch a movie in English, I usually need to read the subtitles.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, very good reason for that. When I speak clearly, I articulate, and I speak with what is considered a standard North American English. In movies, they don't. You've got a lot of noise in the background, and I wish I had my whiteboard here, but to communicate clearly, you need to reduce noise. They also have different accents and dialects, which makes it harder. They use slang. That makes it difficult.
Mm-hmm.
My advice when watching any movies or TV shows in English is don't use subtitles. Listen. If you have a really good stereo system, that makes a difference, because what happens is the audio comes through the center speaker. So unfortunately, that suggestion can involve a lot of money, but if you have a speaker system where you do have a center channel left and right and surround, that does make a difference, because you can actually tell your stereo to focus more on the audio that comes through the center channel, which is the verbal. But yeah, movies are a challenge, and the only way to get around that is to continue watching movies and TV shows and talking to people of different accents and dialects. So maybe you can try attending some of the forums. They're free. If you go to Community at the top of the Verbling page, click on Community, start a forum. Take control, take ownership of that forum, and get to talk with people with different accents and dialects. That will be a good challenge for you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, guys. I'm fortunately sorry I've kept you a minute late, and I don't like to keep you late for